Здравствуйте, товарищи, and welcome back to another episode of our glorious Workers and Resources Soviet Republic Let's Play. Yet another beautiful day lies ahead of our beautiful nation, folks, as we continue to develop a new city, as we continue to look to the future, as we always have. Folks, I will keep this intro short as always. If you've been enjoying this series, if you would like to see it continue, please don't hesitate to keep letting me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. As always, it makes a massive difference in how I approach content on the channel, what I do more or less of, and how I go about doing things when I actually do them. Case in point, right off the bat, is actually with regards to your answers on the transition of power from the nuclear power plant down to our new city over here. Little things like that, and bigger things as well that we'll address right now. Folks, let's get this party started. Like I said, really quickly, likes and comments make a world of difference, and I've learned quite a bit thanks to the comments, not just of the previous episode, but of countless episodes prior as well. So right off the bat, I just want to mention very quickly, evidently, I've actually picked a very appropriate vehicle for our secret police. I didn't know this. I looked at the vehicle and I was like, you know what? When I think about Eastern European secret police, this is the style of car that kind of comes to mind. I suppose we could thank countless years of like Hollywood and whatnot for that, I guess. But evidently, I'm not that far off. Evidently, this is actually, or from my understanding, and I don't want to overstate the comment because I don't think I misunderstood it, but from my understanding, this vehicle was sort of purpose built for this use, and if that's really the case, then that's amazing. But otherwise, my understanding is that this vehicle was commonly used, if not almost always used, for this purpose. So that's pretty funny. Also, apparently, this vehicle got a update, or got an update, sorry, for its model, or to its model. English is just all over the place right now, sorry. I'm just so excited to be back with Workers and Resources, truth be told. Throwing my language skills out the window, I just want to play this game. But the model's been updated as of this update too, so that's kind of funny. I guess the dev kind of knew what was up and what people might do when more informed, or even when uninformed like myself. But that's just one thing that was revealed from the comments. A couple of other things as well on the topic of being informed. So loyalty, as I've been sort of pointing out, has been at 47%, and I was so convinced that it should actually be unknown to us until the secret police go and scout out a building. It was then pointed out in the comments that evidently the vanilla buildings, So there's actually a little bit of a discrepancy in the comments because there are a few different people with a few different experiences. Some of y'all were saying that in the sort of base game buildings, the vanilla buildings, you were seeing question marks for government loyalty until secret police came through, and only then could you see the actual loyalty percentage. Failing that being the case, because I was willing to give it a pass if it was just that modded buildings behaved a little differently because they weren't done yet. I was going to give that a pass, but if we are actually seeing loyalty across the board here, why don't we go ahead and do another thing that was suggested in the comments, and that is with cheats, quote-unquote, active. Again, Control CHE, you hold down Control, you tap C, you hold down Control, hold down C, hold down H, hold down E. You'll get a little pop-up that says cheats activated, and then you'll have access to these options over here. I actually don't know if this checkbox always shows, truth be told. I couldn't tell you. I just know my shortcut keys, which might not be that much of a shortcut after all. But down over here, we've once again activated experimental traffic pathfinding. It's been, I think, doing something for us. Like I mentioned last time as well, train route signal was previously checked by default. No one has any explanation as to what that might be. I'd love to hear any thoughts, or if anybody actually knows or has heard from the developer, I'd love to hear what that might be. But it's been suggested that I go ahead and reset citizens' government loyalty. I don't know if that'll reset it to question marks or if it'll give everybody 100% loyalty. Now, if we have any concrete idea, I'm willing to click this button and kind of make it feel like we were starting fresh. But if we're not sure, I posit that maybe we keep it as is. You know, we don't mess around with it. 43%, it's not like we've been gifted 100% loyalty or anything like that. So I suggest we keep it as is and work with it as is. If there's a risk of being gifted 100% loyalty, because I don't like the sound of that personally. But y'all let me know what you think. Should I hit that button or should I not? Again, I'll keep my eyes on the comments to see how people feel, and I will adjust accordingly. Beyond that as well, one thing that will come, I think, in handy as we continue to develop our new residential area, which again I hope is the focus of today's session. I don't know if this will work with a modded building. I can't remember now, but if I go for... Oh, right, actually, before I even touch on that, if I go over to the residential areas and I look at residential, you should see, from my understanding, Yeah, there it is. Our modded, our mods that we starred, that we favorited, they show up as well. This is brilliant. This is really good stuff. So if we favorite any of the modded buildings, they'll start showing up in their actual categories. From my understanding, it definitely happens for the residential stuff, but it might also happen for the for other mods as well. So why don't we actually check that out? Because what I want to do is I want to go over to our shopping options here, shopping, and I want to find this thing. Klebruisk, sorry, yeah, Klebruisk Univermag. It's like I'm saying the first thing, trying to say the first thing somewhat accurately, and then just throwing it again out the window for that second word. Where is this? Univermag. Oh, okay, right. Klebruisk is the name of the area, so the Univermag. So, from my understanding, if I hit T, oh my god, that's beautiful. Yep. So they'd mentioned this was coming as well. Mirroring buildings was coming, and here it is. It's a part of this update too. That's great. Okay, that's fantastic. Because honestly, how often have I brought this up? How often have I said we need to get this in the game? And here we have it. Okay, this is great. This is great. It just makes things so much more flexible. I do believe this is a new addition. I don't remember this from last time. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think I like it. Over here. I wouldn't mind it like down over here, or like just don't like it over here and then getting covered up by the minimap. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting distracted. My apologies. I also, yeah, well, let's go ahead and demolish. What do I prefer? I think I prefer this layout. So let's demolish this one. Let's go ahead and hit play, and let's go ahead and head on over to our mods. And I forgot to do what I wanted to do, which was to the shop. This is the one, right? Nope, this is the one. Go ahead and favorite this, and now let's just test it out, right? For citizens, let's go to industry. For citizens, maybe state infrastructure. That doesn't seem right. Residential areas. Oh, of course, residential areas. Oh yeah, there it is, right in our shopping center kind of category. That's brilliant. That's great stuff. That's great stuff. And look at that. This fits so much nicer now that we can actually flip it around. I'm so pleased. This is a great update. This is an excellent update. Pop you down right there. I think so. It's not equidistant, so we can go ahead and make some adjustments. Why don't we go ahead and pop you down like that. We're not auto building. Yep. Go ahead and demolish this. Yes, we don't need that. Go ahead and demolish you as well. Just because, again, I want it to be a bit cleaner looking. And now over to residential area. Oh, this is great. Sorry, I gotta give props where it's due. You really gotta give props where it's due. This developer has blown my mind with regards to what early access can be, you know? I don't know if y'all feel that way as well, but I certainly do. Trying to line this up perfectly here. As perfectly as possible. I think that's fair enough. Bit over. The road will be a little bit off. But I think this works. I think this works. Cool. Go ahead and demolish this. Sorry about that edit, folks. The renovations to the wall that's literally outside my studio are still happening. That's building renovations, not my own like units renovations, but the building itself decided they needed to do some work on like insulation and stuff, and of course it had to start after my own like home renovations were done, because nothing can work out that easy for me, right? But no, I think we're okay. I think we should be fine. All right, so we've got spots to eat, or not to eat, but to pick up food, clothes, and meat at, and electronics as well, right? Oh, actually, you know what? I haven't checked that. I believe yes. Yeah, they can get everything they need, all their basic needs over here. So why don't we go ahead and establish some schools we'll need, I think, urgently. We'll get a school, a kindergarten. Every block isn't going to have a university, but a school, a kindergarten, I think is necessary. We'll have some like playgrounds and stuff, maybe around the outside as well, for again more spots for babies to be left. I can't think of a better word. When parents go to work. What else will we need over here? Sports, right? Sports is also a major requirement. Let's take a quick peek actually at the stuff that usually hurts our our citizens. I mean, again, basic needs, of course. The pub/tavern, truth be told, I kind of don't mind when they don't have access to it, because the lower alcohol addiction is, the better it is for our nation, right? So this is actually a number that we want to have on the lower side rather than on the higher side. Also, just to keep in mind, obviously, hopefully all these buildings will provide employment for the 1,000 or so people that are living in this block, and those that aren't getting employment over here will just hop on a bus, for which I'll maybe make the bus stop over here. They'll hop on a bus, take the bus up to here, get onto the train over here, and then either head towards our nuclear stuff or head down towards our well, Krasna and stuff like that. There's actually been a change as well. I don't know if it's been made yet or if it's coming soon, but I can check back over here, because we do have a couple of buses that come here, right? So if we take... Oh, this is nice. This is really nice. This is much clearer, like, cleaner to read. Well, I say that, but I don't know how true that is. Related lines. Is this a... Okay. To me, so this is the icon the game uses for transporting vehicles around. Vehicles and, I think, storage containers as well, which is what was throwing me off. But it makes sense. This is a ground vehicle as opposed to a rail vehicle. So, okay, fine. Fair enough. That's just me being me. Let's take a look at this line over here. I believe... Okay, maybe it's not implemented yet, or I'm just not seeing it. But they are integrating a way to... Oh, there it is. Yes. Force citizens to step out from this vehicle at this stop. Transfer point to another line. So my understanding is that this bus will use... If I have that checked, this bus will use Studentsky as a place where people don't, like, move out from Studentsky. Like, if we go ahead and zoom on over. See, by default... When the bus arrives over here, people will spread out and go to all the buildings nearby or be distributed based on how the bus stop distributes people. But with this thing checked on, from my understanding, people will stay at that bus stop until another vehicle comes and picks them up and takes them elsewhere. Now, what's strange is, why don't I have... Okay, that's because we're loading over here. Why don't we find an unload at the train platform? Because, well, I guess we don't do that, right? Because what we do instead is we unload at the bus stop nearby. And this is actually a direct solution for what we've done over here, where people get dropped off at this this station, and then 100% of them are sent to the Uprising Grad train platform. Rather than doing that, now we can technically send all of these vehicles over to the train platform directly and tell them that they just need to... use it as a transfer. We're not going to do that. We're not going to retroactively edit all of our old lines, because they're working, they're fine. But that's good to know for future implementations and future constructions and stuff and future planning, like what we're doing here. Sorry, that's the only reason I brought it up, which actually makes this redundant. We could actually get rid of this bus stop, because now buses can drop people right off at the train station itself. So, oh my god, just so many... it's hard to keep a track of all the changes. There's so many of them. With that said, though, let's make sure that people are able to get onto the bus over here. We want a large bus stop. I know it seems like this is a small area. I know it seems like, oh, you know, it's a whatever. There's like... Yeah, how busy is this area actually going to be? Very busy. Again, we did the math last time. Rough math, but we did the math last time. And it's about 1,000 people living in this block, right? So let's not underestimate that. Station. Where you at, buddy? Platform station, there we go. And we're looking at favoriting. Well, definitely this one. I love this one. I use this one so often. Let's go ahead and get the... where are we? Bus station. Extra large. Yeah, love this one. Oh, come on. Tell me you'll fit. Yeah, you'll fit. Okay, excellent. I don't know if I... Okay, well, we'll favorite it for sure. I don't know if it works best over here, because it doesn't loop back. And I think I need something that loops back. Because I don't want to build a road that goes up over there necessarily. I think I'd rather have footpaths working all that. Small, large. We could always do this. I believe it's a drive-through. It is. 500 passengers only, though, compared to the 1,000 on the extra large one. But, I mean, are we going to have 1,000 people at the bus stop at one time? Hopefully never, right? Hopefully never. That means we've made a mistake, I think. So why don't we go with the drive-through bus station? I think it fits in quite nicely. Hopefully we can have footpaths kind of cut through. So sure, let's do that instead. Where is my favorite U? Go ahead and... I wonder if I could get... Sorry, folks, just sorting some stuff out over here. Wonder if I... Oh, oops. That's not what I meant. Do I get this thing back out? Okay, there we go. Pin it. Cool, okay, I didn't even know that was an option. Oh, there we go. So I want... Cancel road to be easily accessible, I suppose. I want demolish to be easily accessible. I'll see if this works as conveniently as I imagine it might. We'll see, we'll see. Growing pains with the new UI, right? Growing pains with the new UI. Back to roads, back to the large bus stop. I love this beauty. There we go. Sorry, I'll stop gushing. I promise. I'll stop gushing. I'm just happy. Pop you down like so. Yeah, that looks good to me. Roughly. There it is. Yeah, you know, it's not perfect. Gotta remember that's up there now. Gotta remember that's up there. Where are we? For citizens, I think? No. It's a road-based thing. Yeah, there we go. For citizens over here. I'm sure it's somewhere under for citizens as well, but quicker to find it over here. And let's see, you're roughly lined up to the grid, so why don't I do this? Makes it a bit easier to measure. Sure. Good enough. I mean, yeah, there's a bit of a wiggle there, but, you know, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, so that's that done. Let's go ahead and get our sports needs taken care of. Why not? Why don't we go ahead and take a look at mods for sports playgrounds? And what I'm hoping is we can duplicate, well, we won't be able to clone the whole thing because this is obviously a different shape, but maybe down over here we can have this block cloned and put down over here. This gives me, this gives me very kind of, I guess, Soviet bloc vibes, but it also gives me very Barcelona vibes. I don't know if you're familiar with the relatively famous photograph of Barcelona, I think it was Barcelona, where you've got like those blocks and you can kind of see the grid of the city from up on high. It's like a helicopter shot or something. Beautiful stuff, but it also obviously there's as many of you have pointed out, and I'm also aware, the Soviet bloc kind of aesthetic really coming through in this one. I quite like it. Quite like this space. Oh, we get some gyms in here. We got the big sports hall as well. Oh, that's looking nice. You know what? Hold on, wait. I just realized I should prioritize maybe education over athleticism, maybe just a little bit, but also saying prioritize education reminds me, again, thank you very much for the comments for pointing this out. It did slip my mind at the beginning of this episode, but now that I've remembered, let's go ahead and find not our cinemas. Oh, you know what? It'd be really cool if cinemas were able to produce government loyalty as well, right? Oh, I think that would make a lot of sense. Let's go ahead and make sure that if you're going to work at our schools, you have a minimum of 45% government loyalty. Is that a reasonable number? There are quite a few people with 45%. Well, if the average is 45%, that means that there are some people who have higher than 45%, right? The reason why I'm doing something like this is because we want to make sure that people, well, first of all, we want to make sure that people are able to work here, right? So we don't want to set it too high up, not just yet. But we also want to make sure that the kids that are coming out of these schools have their loyalty start at a baseline. Now, 45% might actually be too high already. As you can see, quite a few people over here will be ineligible to work at this institution. So why don't we go with 40%? Let's go with 40% over here as well. Let's go with 40%. And again, this means that kids that graduate from these institutions will have, I don't know if it's exactly 40% or if it's around 40% loyalty. Kindergartens, of course, you can't... Apparently, you can't teach government loyalty at a kindergarten level, but I don't know how I feel about that. Let's go ahead and crank this up to 40 as well. Just experiment with Vecherinka first, I think, maybe. I don't know. That Uprising Grad and stuff are very, very densely populated. I wouldn't want to have an Uprising at Uprising Grad, right? So maybe we should have it down there as well. Oh, no. We've got some ambulance troubles, it seems. All right, we'll look into that. We will look into that. I think we have another school somewhere here. Yeah. All right. We'll. I'm sure there's got to be a. I know I can use my overlays to find these guys more easily, right? Where are we? Buildings. Where are we? School. We've already got these guys. We got this one over here. Go ahead and crank yours up as well. Now this is a modded school, so you know they still have these loyalty elements as well, but not a lot of students here actually. That's wild. I wonder if we shouldn't bring students from like. Brixtonia or something over here, you know? Government loyalty for employees. And again, you can prevent students with low loyalty from getting secondary education, or rather post-secondary education, I should say. So again, just a lot of layers to this. I think I'm okay with students with minimal loyalty getting post-secondary education and hopefully being convinced of the goodness of the nation through their post-secondary education. So I think I'm fine with that over here as well. Of course, let's make sure that if you're working at the headquarters, you are a bit more loyal than not. And I think we'll leave it at that. Maybe get some folks down at Uprising Grad and things like that as well. And by the way, it's been brought up in the comments that now that seeing government loyalty is an option, we should maybe consider making sort of little colonies or what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? Just little cities, I suppose, where people can be taught the greatness of the nation. Let's put it that way. And that's a fun idea. That's something maybe worth exploring at some point. Let me put it that way. But right now, let's continue to explore our options over here, right? So over to schools. Well, I want to use mods anyway. Sorry, folks, another edit there. Guests on the other side of my window decided to drop by for a visit again. But where were we? So over to our mods, over to our schools, and over to... I don't know if any of these are... Oh, actually, you know what? I was going to say, I don't know if any of these are our favorites per se, and then I realized this one very much is. We got the small vocational schools as well. I do quite like the idea of vocational schools. We have this small school option as well, which we're not going to be using here, but good to know the option is there. Oh, I forgot about the School of Music. We got some really good mods over here. And there's this school as well, quite large actually. It calls itself a medium school, but it is actually quite large. We could put this one down instead, something like that, and then have athletic stuff on either side of it. That's an option. And then in the middle over here, maybe we have like a statue or something like that. Now, some of y'all were suggesting that old statues that we built before this update came out might not actually be functioning as one would expect. They might not have the loyalty push happening. So we'll check on that after they've been active for a little while. We'll check on some of those old statues. If I put this school here, that is a room for how many students? 470. 1,000 people. It's not hard to believe that each of them will have, or in a hypothetical, right? 1,000 people would be 500 couples, again, hypothetically. It's not unlikely that each would have one child, roughly, or in an age gap where they'd be spending the same amount of, they'd be at school at the same time, they'd be at kindergarten age at the same time. So I feel like the 470 is not a bad idea. So why don't we go ahead and try and fit this guy in here. I want to make sure the footpads are able to come through, right? So let's go ahead and do... Well, okay, let's try something here. Let's try and put you down like this, right? I think that's central enough. There you go. Let's go ahead and get the footpads out. This can definitely come through. Oh, it can't? That's weird. Building in the way, or it won't attach. Well, I should be able to do this, I guess. Not my favorite. Not my favorite. What if I... Nope. If I do that? Nah. I don't like this, like, snapping. Alright, let's see. Pull you over to here. Hook you up like... This, I suppose, is the best we'll get. Sure. So folks can come in up over here. Folks can come in up over here as well. Again, not my favorite. Just not perfectly aligned. It's not the end of the world, but just doesn't look all that great. What if I do... this kind of a thing? Sure, just to like mirror this a bit, I guess. I guess. We got the road coming down this way, right? I don't know if the game will like this distance here. No, it's not a fan. Alright, why don't we go ahead and cancel road. Okay, start trying to get used to the shortcuts up over here. If I pull this out, you'll want to stick out a bit, eh? Alright, game, alright. Have it your way. Pull it back in like this, though. Alright. Go ahead and get rid of that. Sure. Again, not my favorite, but we have to work within the limitations of the game. Other option would be to flip this around, but then the road I don't think would reach. Now the question is over here and over here, can we fit some gyms? We've got food, clothes, meat, electronics, secondary education. We do not have a kindergarten. Can we get a kindergarten? Where are we? Kindergartens can get pretty big as well. 480, yeah, that's a massive kindergarten. There's this one as well. Oh, it's a bit smaller. Fitting more kids in a smaller space. Arguably questionable. We get the kindergarten over here, have some sports stuff over there, and have some sports stuff down over here. It's funny how this felt like such a large amount of space, and now it very much doesn't. I almost wonder if we don't need two shopping centers, you know? Almost wonder. Let's go ahead and put the kindergarten down over here and hope that everybody can reach this. Let's see, if I pop you down there, can I? Right. This doesn't, they're not connected yet. So how do you want to connect these guys? Let's go ahead and connect you. Of course, it's not a straight line. Go ahead and connect you like this. Let's go ahead and get our flattening happening over here. Where's the... Come on. I would put this hide bottom tab button to the side over here as a separate color, because it doesn't serve the same function as all these other buttons. So just from a UX perspective, like the fact that terrain tools and demolish are separate from each other, terrain tool and demolish are more related than hide bottom tab. Hide bottom tab is a UI button as opposed to a button that has you directly influencing what's happening on the world map. So that would be my 2 cents over here. But let's go ahead and flatten from center. Where are we? Right from center, there we go. Just a little bit, just to make sure this is all more workable. It's been pointed out, by the way, that apparently restore soil is different from pressing the N key. So this is restore soil. Oh, gives us the mud. Okay, gotcha. And then pressing the N key gives us the grass. Well, thank you. Again, I'd assumed mistakenly that they were the same thing, or at least similar, but no, the N key still serves a separate purpose. Now, why would you want to restore soil? Does it permanently stay as soil? In which case, I understand wanting to do it for aesthetic reasons, right? You want to have a look for a certain area, and so you want it to have that soil vibe, or whatever you want to call it. So that makes sense. But that's only if it stays as soil. I can't think of another reason for wanting it, though. All right, back to our road. Is this a hard... Yeah, okay, so why don't we go ahead and do that. Make sure we're lined up over here. I guess we want to go a little bit further, actually. Go ahead and cancel that road. Bring you over to... Where are we? This line, right? So roughly here. Yeah, roughly... here, and then pull down, hook up there, and hook up here. And the reason why we're doing this is because I want to see if this guy is able to reach that kindergarten. Okay, excellent. They are. What about this guy over here? If we go ahead and get you a footpath that connects you to that, you are not able to reach it. Well, that's because the bus stop isn't done. You'd be able to walk through the bus stop, potentially, or we would need an underground passage to go from here to there. Now, is everybody... I assume everyone's able to reach the school, though. The school should be easy enough to get to. It's very central. Kindergarten. Let's see. What do we want to do about that? I could potentially put the kindergarten in the center instead. Right, I could potentially have this kindergarten... Oh, actually, I don't think it fit, and it needs a road connection, so that's not an option, actually. Okay, fair enough. What about sports? Let's see if we can't fit those in, and then if we need to, we can do an underground passage to up over here. So, over to sports and playgrounds. Bowling alley would not fit here. This is actually much tighter than I thought. Okay, we can just barely fit a bowling alley. 50 visitors. A gymnasium for 50 visitors. Okay. Okay. No stadiums here, thank you. 50 visitors. 50 visitors. The bowling alley not fit here, no. Bowling alley would fit here, though. Okay. So we can get about 100 spots to play sports in the area. And what we'd probably want to do is, we probably want to have, like... Oh, you know, we could maybe put, like, a big sports hall. We could have, like, a big thing up over here where people are taken to via bus. Or maybe this bus stop actually stays over here after all, and it's used to feed people into a bit of a cultural center or what have you, or a, you know, like one of those blocks where it's just like a bunch of stuff to do for the local population. Sure, I can get behind that. All right, so let's go ahead and get our bowling alley down over here, like so, just behind the school. Yeah, I think that makes sense. What I might want to do is get the footpath coming in from the other side as well, because that way people will have easier access to the bowling alley, right? So what we want to do, we want to like pull this down over to here, and then have this come out like this, just to try and mirror that, and hook you up like that. Okay, excellent. Yeah, okay, excellent. And then let's go ahead and get our gym down over here, and I can flip it around if I want to. Oh, so good. Not that I do want to, but I wanted to, I guess. I thought I could fit over here. Oh, there we go. Don't really like that curved footpath. Can we do this kind of a thing? And hook this up with the road. Crossing not allowed. Okay, let's go ahead and get rid of that. Hook you up like... Oh, come on. Fine, hook you up like that. Can I get this hooked up over here? Yes, I can. Alright, cool. So this should be able to reach everything. This guy is not able to reach anything yet because he's not hooked up. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, you can get to the bowling alley, you can get to the kindergarten, he can get to the school. He can't get to the school. Interesting. Okay, well, easy fix. Now, again, this is without upgraded roads. Let's not forget. Upgraded roads and upgraded footpaths, I think they would be able to reach. And we'll do the batch upgrades soon enough. I think they'd be able to reach. And again, in a worst case scenario where you are not able to get to... Yeah, they'll get to the school just fine. And I think they'll get to the kindergarten just fine as well. If walking to the middle there is 130 meters, and they can do, what, 400 meters? Yeah, they'll be fine, I think. All right, this is actually quite exciting. I think we have our block planned over here, and I think we'll be able to execute that. Let me just double check over here, folks. We got, of course, places to live. We have places to buy. You know what? Let's go ahead and, just to make ourselves extremely certain, go ahead and check. We have places to get your... I guess satiated. Let's okay, cool. You have places to get your food and meat and clothes, right? So food and meat and clothes. Okay. They have sports. Oh, they don't have culture in the area. So again, I figured we could build something up over here that's a bit of a cultural center kind of a thing, or, you know, have them take a train as passengers down to this station over here, Krasna Central Station, and then walk on up to over here. That's why we built this access point, right? So that might actually work out all right. Let's go ahead and resume time, because I forgot I paused when we were interrupted previously. My apologies. Let's go ahead and actually hook up some of these footpaths, make sure they can all connect, right? Hook you up, hook you up. That guy's hooked up. This guy is... This guy's hooked up, sure. That's one big building, is it? Yeah, it is. Okay. This guy is hooked up, sure. This guy's hooked up like that. Get this guy hooked up over here. So I believe they're all connected now, except for... Yeah, they're all connected. You can actually walk all the way up to the train station yourself as well. You can get to the bus stop as well, but they can just walk to the train station. These guys maybe as well once all the upgrades are done. Cool. And again, like I was saying, we can get playgrounds around the outside. We could look at parking lots as well. For citizens, maybe state infrastructure? No. Oh, I guess it would be under road, right. For citizens, bus platform, small parking lot. Yeah, we could fit some of these parking lots in here, maybe. Too close to existing building. Never liked these massive footpaths. Optimized traffic? What does that mean? Is it like parking on either side, but traffic can still flow through? Oh no, you know what it is? Okay. So this was another thing that the developer was working on, where now multiple cars can move around at the same time while inside a parking lot, as opposed to the restrictive movement of the old parking lots, where I think we should be able to see actually only one car is able to like move around at a time. I think at least that's what it was, if memory serves me right. Like, you can kind of see how like slowly things move around. This is actually really cool to see, so many cars in the area. But I do think that's what the intent there is. I don't know if it works for modded parking lots now, but I think that's what the intent is. So over to parking lots, modded ones on that topic, and over to, where are we? Parking lots. Parking lot, there we go. These guys, can you fit? Suppose you can. Alright, so if we wanted to, we could establish parking lots, but we could also establish playgrounds and stuff. What do you guys think? I'm thinking I might be down for some parking lots. We got these perpendicular parking spots as well. If we get parking over here, these guys will have vehicles. If they have vehicles, we'll have somebody who's actively using the the highway system because they have to. right? So that might be nice. No rush for it, right? First, let's get public transit working here properly. But before any of that, of course, let's go ahead and make sure that construction is working here properly. So let's go ahead and head on to the construction office assignment tool. These are the ones I've selected. So Zavodsk, Moria, Zodcha, Uprisinggrad. I believe we have more we can pick as well. Where are we? Nope, let's add you in here. I wish it was like... Oh, it's blue. Not the greatest contrast. I wish it was like a teal or something. Something a bit more... I wish it was like red for not included and green for included. I feel like that makes the most sense, you know? And that way you can easily find your construction offices and then add or remove them as necessary. A minor thing, but again, you know, it's all in the interest of like trying to point out room for improvement for the better, right? For the betterment of the game itself. I know some folks don't. It's easy to read criticism the wrong way. There's constructive criticism, and then there's just like, you know, bashing. I like to stay constructive. I want to help devs from the perspective of one man. Obviously, again, it's one man's opinion, so I'm not saying my way is the right way. I'm just saying it's a way of maybe improving certain elements, especially as far as like the UX and stuff is concerned. I don't think I want to get these guys dragged in over here. I don't think anybody like, sorry, not those guys. These guys dragged in over here, right? You know what? Might as well mobilize them. What else are they up to? I'm sure some of them are working on the secret police. Oh, this is actually done over here. Wow, that was really fast. Barely spent any time on that. Okay, fair enough. So let's go ahead and assign these constructions then. And we should see a huge mobilization. An absolutely massive mobilization. Let's start with... Well, you know, let's go ahead and assign everything, actually. No construction offices have paths to this construction, but the road is connected. If you can get here, you can certainly get to... Well, that's interesting. That's interesting. How can... no construction offices have path to this construction? How can that be? Well, if I... Oh, what is this? Oh, that's cool. You have groups of... Oh, that's really cool. So you can make sets of construction offices. Okay, that's cool. I was trying to get to here, though. I was wondering if I do that. And I try to assign you now. No construction... How does that make any sense? Got the path there. The road down to here. Up, around, over... Should be able to get here just fine. Road. This is all built up. This is all... Oh, you know what? Right. Of course. This needs building. Okay, well, here. How about we go ahead and... pay for some of these. Oh, right, I forgot we can't open multiple. There's a setting that we can change, but that's okay. Go ahead and pay for these guys, because they are definitely happening now. We know that for a fact. Get these guys done, and that'll actually give us access to the city over here. From over here. Okay, cool. And then we can also get you further down and over. Can we smooth this out a little bit, maybe? There we go. I'm not sure if I'm going to have a connection coming from over here, right? Because we have... Oh, actually we don't. I was wondering if like the airport would have like a highway connection to this, but it might just be a regular road as opposed to a highway. But why don't we go ahead and... How do I want to turn... Oh, that's a fun shape. Not one that we can build easily, but it's a fun shape. Why don't we go ahead and do... No, that's not going to fly. This might be a temporary solution. Might be a temporary solution, but just trying to get access from the other side of the river here. More easy access. It's too bad we didn't line this up. I don't know how that happened. I don't know how it was so off. I just need to be a little bit over, but you know, it's not the end of the world. It is kind of funny though. I imagine this happens sometimes in older cities, especially, where it's just like they didn't realize they'd messed it up. Well, there you go. That should give access. Of course, we have the choppers coming through as well, I imagine. But let's go ahead and now add. There we go. There it is. That's exactly what it was. Right. You actually need connections to be able to drive to a place. Good stuff. Really excited for for this region over here. You know what? It's the most, like, I think, work we've put into establishing a plan for a space. It also looks quite nice, I think. I think it'll look amazing when it's all built up. But that doesn't mean our planning is done over here. We have plenty more to do while this construction is happening over here. Are those choppers actually coming here? I'm really excited for the space. That train go by. This is gonna be a really nice neighborhood. Can find that sweet spot, you know. Of course, the train had not the train, but the chopper had to come right on time, right on cue, for what I think might be our thumbnail here. That's actually perfect timing because it's starting to get dark right now. Too dark for a thumbnail. But no, I think this space is gonna look really nice, and hopefully all the vehicles are actually coming through. I wonder if we can't spot some of them. Well, the choppers are definitely coming through. Oh my god. I wonder if we can't spot some of them coming in from up over here. Where are we? We'll definitely see them using the highways, I think. But anyway, let's actually, on the topic of those construction offices, go down to our secret police over here. Make sure that these guys are loyal, I suppose. Right, at least to a degree. And what was the vehicle name again? It was the T613. T613. Why don't we go ahead and purchase a couple of T613s for this office over here. Not fuel, sorry. Vehicles. Sort by... Nah, I think we'll be fine here. T613. Go ahead and get 3 of them. Might need more at the other office as well, actually. But these guys should have a full reach across Veteringrad pretty much. Pretty much, yeah. They unfortunately cannot get to Trainwreckski. So I wonder if I should build a better, like, road connection up to Trainwreckski. I'm not sure. It's been pointed out that this area is such a barren space, and there were some thoughts of, like, maybe making, like, a little suburb kind of a thing in this area where we were once going to put the airport down. That's not a bad idea, and we could have that sort of funnel a connection towards Trainwreckski. Now, Trainwreckski doesn't have too large of a population. I don't think it justifies having an entire secret police, you know, station dedicated to just Trainwreckski. But I do wonder if we can't make a connection happen. Now, apparently we don't have power over here, which is news to me. News to me. Okay, where is electricity? Where's our closest conduit? Over there. Huh. That's funny. Guaranteed if this was like a millimeter further up, we'd be fine. Though it doesn't look like these guys need power to operate. I think these vehicles are already out and about. Ah, yep, getting to work. Fair enough, fair enough. And what is our... Oh man, that population is dropping real fast though. That's not nice. This year as a whole, we've had how many months? It's May. And you can see that slow downward trickle. We were at 90, right? We weren't close to 100, but we were at 90. That's impossible to read. I'm pretty sure we were at like 90. Unemployment's looking fantastic though. I'm really pleased with unemployment. That's dropped significantly. But unfortunately, our population is dropping significantly as well now. All right, again, once we have all this residential stuff built up, we'll be okay. Well, that's even better. Even better than before. You can tell what's going on here more clearly. Resources being dropped off. No vehicles here yet, eh? Maybe it's time to upgrade some of these roads. Maybe it's time to upgrade some of these roads so it's easier to get over here. Over to roads. Over to the fanciest ones. I think this will stay as is. We'll find a way to use this space, but I think this will stay as is. I didn't unfortunately have a chance to put a statue or anything down. Maybe over here. We'll see. Right behind the kindergarten. That makes sense. Alright, so we got this going. Now, how do I guess auto build using rubles. And then shift, click, and drag. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get all that done. Beauty. And you know what? I think... Oh yeah, these guys are able to go down and around. They can't actually go up over here because I haven't finished this. But here they come. Here comes the brigade, eh? Oh my god. It's cool to see. It is cool to see. Some other infrastructure's in the way. Maybe the road is in the way, perhaps? Can I... Oh, come on now. Alright, fine. I'll have a bit of a curve over here. Less than ideal, but... it'll do the trick. Up over there. Go ahead and upgrade these guys as well. Let's go ahead and upgrade these guys. Sure. This guy, building this guy can wait a little bit, because it's not really going to be used just quite yet. But yeah, here we go. Here we go. This is, like, actually starting to see some activity over here. And you can see at the bridge over there as well. All those vehicles coming through on the bridge. It's so cool. Like, everything, like, comes to life, you know, with a huge construction assignment like this. Like, all these guys coming through from across the bridge over here. All those resources. And the workers. Can never forget the workers. Beautiful. And it does look like everything's getting a little bit of love. Like, it's not like everything's being dumped at one location. These guys are driving around, dropping stuff off across multiple construction sites. This is great. This is great. I'm curious how quickly we get all this done, because the secret police buildings were finished very quickly. Now, granted, we had a lot of resources and stuff sitting around, right? You'll recall, as we were expanding Krasna and stuff, we did not have resources sitting around, and so we did not get done very quickly. In fact, quite a few buildings were just waiting for, like, steel and what's it called? Prefab panels for the longest time. Oh, this is cool, though. Alright, this is very cool. Lots of resources delivered already. For some of them. Why don't we go ahead and... I don't think anybody lives here. The only people who will actually get here to work will be from the construction office, unless we start dropping people off at this train station to help with some of these constructions. Let's see how we do without that. Let's see how we do without that, and then we'll adjust accordingly. But we do need these buildings done ASAP, because we do have a bit of a housing crisis, right? We're losing massive population very quickly, and I am not a fan of that. But okay, we've got this police up over here. Why don't we go ahead and take a quick look at our government loyalty. 43, 46, 45. Averages of like 40 pluses. A little bit of 39% up over here among students. I don't know if I like that. Hopefully our post-secondary education will sort that out. We might need more like statues and stuff as well, right? Again, not sure if this is actually, again, having an impact. We might need to swap them out. You haven't been scouted out just quite yet. Oh, you have been, 46%. And we'll see. We'll see if it creeps up, right? Now again, we can control loyalty-based... I wonder if we get more Soviet propaganda going over here. 0.4% rough increase in government loyalty, yeah, sure. And what about over here? I think more people have the radio, right? Go ahead and crank up that propaganda. There we go. Let's see what that does for us. Up over here. Again, 45, I would say, is the average number across the board. A couple of 40s and 41s up there. A couple of 30s up over here. But we'll see. 45s and 46s in this central block is a good kind of like way to measure the change, I guess. And what about down over here? We were getting a lot of 45s down here as well. We got some 47s. So right here is where we'd establish the new star. Yeah, I mean 50, 49. This all used to be, I think, 46, but we're getting some 50s around over here. Okay. Again, it could just be a natural increase because of, you know, the new systems are now getting in place. We got the 54, 53, 51, 50s. Okay, things are looking all right. Like, we haven't paid these guys any particularly special attention as far as government loyalty is concerned. So there's no reason to, like, it's not like we built a bunch of statues or something in the area, so there's no reason to believe everything's collapsing right now, right? So that's that's promising. How's this looking, by the way? Pretty good, about halfway done. All right, not too shabby. And up over here? Yeah, I am worried about workers coming here. I'm trying to figure out the angle there, and if we do in fact drop people off over here. All right, let's go ahead and check something out. If I upgrade all these roads like so, right? And I upgrade these guys as well. It's fine. It's not that much of a waste of money to upgrade these, even if we don't ever build that bus stop. I might, again, if I build a cultural center over here, I might, but we'll see, right? So from this train station, people can get where? Basically to all the buildings. Maybe if we upgrade the footpaths, we'll get even more distance. Oh, that's not the right footpath. There we go. That could have gone bad. Go ahead and do that. Beauty. How about now? Alright, pretty good reach. I mean, I think the bus stop is slowing people down or preventing connections, but that's a pretty good reach. So why don't we go ahead and view this line here. And edit this line. Can we... Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. So at the Klebruisk medium station, we will now unload... let's say 30% of the workers, right? Or let's actually say 20% of the workers. That should keep enough people working at the, nuclear plant and stuff. But it should also give us enough people down over here to help make some decent progress. So why don't we go ahead and increase the number of people that are allowed to work here who are not from a construction office. Go and crank this up as well. Because so far, I don't think I've seen a single person actually come down here to work. And I don't think I've seen a single bus come this way to actually drop people off to work either. So, you know, not ideal. I mean, we do have some progress happening thanks to all the mechanisms. So there's that. But workers make a huge difference. Stuff, good stuff. Get this bus stop done as well. Really excited to explore our new options as far as moving people, like hooking people up to hop from line to line. Really excited to see how that actually works, how that functions. Get that done, and let's get this done as well. We got a fire. Oh, we gotta get fire stations and stuff over here as well. I'm maybe jumping the gun a little bit with this construction. We'll be okay, we'll be okay. I'll build like a central area somewhere over here with a hospital and a fire station maybe. We'll see. Trains coming through, people being dropped off. How many did you actually drop off? Damn, didn't check. 131 workers on the train still. Where do these guys end up though? Bit of a split over here. Some people coming over to this kindergarten. Alright. 17 workers, I'll take it. Got a couple people coming over here. Again, I'll take minimal drop-offs for now. But as the trains, you know, keep coming through, we'll see, I think, good shifts kicking off. Something is better than nothing, right? And so far we'd had nothing until this train came through. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Decent spread, maybe too much of a spread, but I'm not going to get specific as to where these guys get dropped off. Where's the next train coming over? There you are. How many workers you got? Nope, nope, nope. Oh, god damn it, I got it as well, and then I clicked away. Want to make sure I get it. So I can see how much of a difference it actually makes. Come on, there we go. 65 workers. See, therein lies the problem. When the train originally doesn't have enough people, you're not going to get enough movement. That's not ideal. How many people are actually waiting at the station? 223. Matter of timing, I suppose. Still not maxed out. Still nowhere near maxed out. Are we seeing trouble? No? Maybe we just need more buses moving workers around? We've done a very good job, I would say, of reducing the passenger density and congestion at these bus stops. But maybe we need more help moving these workers around. We're gonna pick some workers up over there, yeah. More of these MAZ 203s to move workers around, potentially. 50 waiting right now, okay, okay. Progress here? We're seeing some progress over here across the board. You can see the, like the mounds of resources, like the mud mounds, I guess we can call them. That's a good indication of progress being made. What's the deal up over here with our police station? Well, secret police headquarters, I should say. Where'd it go? Somewhere over here. There it is. Almost done. Quarter of the way to go. Train is waiting for too long. What's going on over here? Oh, what is going on over here? Haven't had these guys jam up in forever. So I'm extremely confused here. What the hell? Oh, don't give me this game. This has been working smoothly for a very long time. I wonder if it's the result of that new check mark, you know? Okay, well, why don't we go ahead and Oh dear, do I really want to go in and adjust semaphores over here? You know, it's been fine for so long. I'd hate to have to come back and do that. Why can't you come up over there? Is there a train down here blocking you? No. Well, this is awkward. Okay, let's go ahead and get you back to this cargo station. See if that frees anything up. Yeah, that freed it up. That's weird. Was that like a 1 in a million chance of things lining up perfectly to, like, cause an interception over here? Are you gonna cross? Man, looking back over here is hilarious. Such terrible, like, track development over here. Working from, like, a point of desperation at times. More often than not, even. God, I'm glad we went up there in the dark so you can barely see what's what a mess that space is. But okay, over here, actually, one thing I'm glad I realized is we need to make sure we build a bridge that brings people over here, right? Over the tracks, over to the other side. Do I want them to drop down like this, or do I want it to be raised up? That's the question. Don't mind doing this. Let's see. That wireframe up. Because in theory, this is the highway continuing, isn't it? In theory, this is the highway continuing. So I wonder if we just have a massive flyover go by here, you know? And if you want to get on it, you would have to go up there, or... Something to think about, but I definitely need to flatten this space out a bit more. Over to our terrain, over to height from center. Big as it gets. Need a free bulldozer. Alright, well, how about instead I just use the money? So much faster anyway. Flatten all this out. Yeah, I do wonder what I want to do about that highway coming in past this region, you know? Do I want it to just be... Yeah, like a flyover crossing all the way through, splitting maybe 2 blocks apart, right? Or do I want it to terminate over here? I always have a hard time imagining highway terminals, like when they come to an end. For some reason, I can't visualize that all that easily. Why is this dipping? It's height from center. What's going on here? Very weird. Go ahead and drop these guys a bit. There we go. There we go. Very, very, very strange. Height from center, yes. Yeah, it's legit like dropping this thing down. What? Am I... Right? I'm not losing my mind here, am I? There's a dip there in the terrain. Why would it do that? What if I... No, it genuinely thinks this is flat. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Is it averaging? That doesn't feel like it's... that feels like it's using the averages. Because you can see height from center, it's like lifting and dropping. Well, no, of course it's lifting over there, because that's... I'm so confused. Okay, now it looks like it's working properly. That was strange. It was bugging out, maybe. I don't know. Either way, it's working fine now. That's what matters. Oh, God. Digging this hill down is going to be really weird. We'd have to, like, smooth it out at one point. We'd have a residential block over here. We could have emergency services over here, right? We'll have this highway coming through. Maybe it does become... No, it's really weird to have, like, access to a highway this close to, like, residential stuff, right? I don't know. If this goes on, how could we allow emergency services to get up there easily? Maybe a second? No, that wouldn't make sense. They'd have to go up or down and over. It's not that far away, truth be told. They could drive out, come up, and boom, you're on it. Not the end of the world. But I think, yeah, the next step would be to plan this section out and have... I mean, what do you guys think? A cultural center up over here or emergency services up over here? I'm thinking cultural center up over here because there's the bus stop, there's, you know, people moving through, so it makes sense. We have like a theater and maybe, I don't know, a museum or something up over here. Down over here we have our fireplace, our hospital, stuff like that. It has sort of a central location, so it'll be able to service quite a few blocks. I think that would work out nicely. and then maybe a university on this side. So we have like the central strip, which is just like resources, let's call it, like citizens' resources. And then we'd have another residential block up over here, and then a residential block down over here, and another residential block down over here. And that would be this entire kind of city unit built up. I think that'd be pretty cool. If we take a look at our population statistic right now, we are still seeing a huge drop. Oh my god. A little concerning. This work needs to be done sooner rather than later. But I don't want to move people here just so they can starve or be, you know, unclothed and stuff either, you know? That's why I want to prioritize a little bit of everything. Hopefully, you know what might actually help tremendously? Is if we get more workers coming to this train. To this train station. If these trains were all full, if these trains had 600 people each, then the construction would be done in no time. In absolutely no time. Missing boards, are you kidding me? That's funny. I wonder if we have to... You know what we haven't done in the longest time is actually, yes, put down trees. Let's use this reminder as an opportunity to do exactly that. Where are we? Industry? No. Decoration, yeah. Trees. Here the poplar is a pretty popular tree. Huh? Go ahead and dump a bunch of these guys down. I can see the trains are having issues again. That worries me. That thing has not been an issue for the longest time, and now all of a sudden we're seeing trouble. I don't like that. I do not like that. Up over here. Let's go ahead and put some trees down next to this area as well. Quite a few trees already. There we go. What's the deal? Wait, which train is waiting for a long time? There's a different train. Nope. Down over here. What is going on? We have some brand new issues cropping up, and I wouldn't be surprised if it is actually because of this train route signal. Again, I have no understanding of what that actually is. But I can tell you it seems to be... I think it is what is the thing that's causing us these issues. Not sure. This is annoying. We had this solved. It's been working for months. It's been working for like a year in real life. Over a year, I think, without any issues. And now I don't want to go back to square one with this thing. Anyway, folks, we'll tackle that maybe next time or something. If you have any suggestions or thoughts of your own, feel free to share them. Feel free to share your thoughts about government loyalty as well. If I should hit that reset button. Things are looking okay-ish over here. Do we still have... teachers teaching? Yes, we do. 40% was not a bad call, so that's good. Hopefully it'll help push our overall loyalty up over time. Down over here, we're already seeing some 50% and all that, so that's promising. That's promising. We'll see how it all plays out. See how it all plays out. But right now, very excited, yes, to see this space develop. It's going to be huge. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this session. If you did, you know what to do. Let me know down below by leaving a like and a comment. As always, it makes a massive difference in how I approach content on the channel, what I do, what I don't do. Again, y'all know the drill by now. As always, as well, of course, a massive thanks goes out to all of the channel members and patrons who've been supporting the channel on a monthly basis. Y'all keep us alive and running smoothly. And of course, a big old thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, до свидания.